The most important media outlet in the country right now.
Welcome to the Watering Hole. This is episode 123. First of all, I've got to say thank you to our sponsors, of course.
Yes,
the
always.
lovely Pirate Life Brewing.
Better get that done.
Punters Golf, of course, and Big Swing Golf Mile End. We have a guest.
Yes, we do.
We have a guest.
It's been a while between guests.
Been a while. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Excited.
This guy, when he gets me amped.
Hype
Hey,
machine.
he's a hype beast.
Our favourite place in the world,
Yep.
this guy gets us hyped. Chris, take it away.
We have producer, MC, host, podcast host, and no stranger to the Watering Hole at LIV Adelaide, Jason Zone Fisher. Welcome to the Watering Hole.
Wow. I'm honored. Thank you for doing this. We're crossing continents, making this happen. And days. You're in the future right now.
Yeah.
I'm here yesterday afternoon. So it's a miracle
We're
to
like
happen.
Marty McFly and Emmett Brown, Dr.
Yeah.
Emmett Brown. We're just
Pretty
back in the
much,
future.
exactly. I am a little jealous though that I just have water over here. Like I didn't get the Can we get the sponsor? What's the shipping license? The deal here. I got to put something.
The beautiful
Thirsty.
Pirate Life.
It
Send
is a
something
bit,
over to Jace.
It is a bit early to crack a beer, but it's a special
I saw-
occasion, so
I saw Jason's face when we all cracked the beer at 9 a.m. this morning. Yeah.
grimace a little bit like,
Where I am, it's appropriate, and we're talking,
Yeah.
so it's all good. It's cocktail hour over here.
Thank you. Like we said before we started, thank you again for giving up your time. We appreciate it. We'll dive right into it. Chris, take it away. Ask the man some questions.
Yeah,
Let's hear
obviously-
about Jason.
Jace, a lot of people would know you from LIV Golf, the Watering Hole. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but
Yeah.
the NBA as well. We had tip-off this week. Maybe talk us through a little bit how you got involved with the NBA.
Yeah, cool. Well, first, thank you guys for having me. It's really cool what you have built. And this is, I think, why LIV was started, to grow the game of golf all across the world on every continent. And you guys have done an excellent job of talking about golf, about LIV, giving a different perspective. And it's an honor to be here with you guys as you drink at 9 a.m.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank
so
you very much. Thank you.
I'm a kid. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I've lived out in LA for a while now. And I've always been in the entertainment industry in some aspect, from acting to hosting television shows, game shows, show about the best roller coasters and amusement parks in America, all these different things, food, kids competitions. But the through line through everything in my life is that I am a diehard, passionate sports fan, and I have been since I was a little kid. And I've always loved all sports, basketball, baseball, football, kind of the big three, and hockey in America, but golf as well. And the NBA has always been my favorite sport when I was a little kid, and I knew at some point in my career that I would want to work with the NBA if that opportunity ever came about. And it's kind of a crazy story how it actually all started. I mean, I knew this was a dream and a passion, but I was doing all of these other various things. And I was a spokesman with a friend of mine for Nestle Butterfinger Candy Bar. And I was driving all around America in a giant Butterfinger truck, making comedy content. Let me see if I can find you a photo here. Actually, I'll send it to you. Do you guys do editing on this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
look
put
at
that
this. Yeah, of course you do. I'll send you the slide that right in. All right. So I'm traveling around America in this giant Butterfinger truck, and it's pretty crazy. A friend of mine, this experience, we're in 25 cities over 6 weeks, and I had 2 days off every week, but it would just be in whatever random city across the country that we were in. And I had 2 days off in Kansas City one week, and they've got some of the best American barbecue is in Kansas City. So my first day off, I had barbecue, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was so full, but it was amazing. My second day off, it was killing me because the NBA Finals were about to start between the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's like 6-7 hours away. I didn't have tickets to the game, but I was like, screw it. I'm going to put myself in the right place, the right time. I'll figure it out, and drove with my buddy in the Butterfinger truck to Game 2 of the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City. And I got there a couple hours before the game. I didn't have tickets, and I'm meeting people. I'm shaking hands. I'm trying to figure it out, passing out Butterfinger coupons. And 5 minutes before the game starts, I meet a girl. She has an extra ticket to Game 2 of the finals. I gave her $100 for it. That's like unheard of. You can't get a regular
my
season
God,
ticket
wow.
for that. I can't believe this worked. And I go in and I go to my seat. And actually, I do need to show you the photo because you need to see what I'm talking about here. I go in, I'm so excited, but I go to my seat. I'm in the last seat in the entire arena.
Oh my God.
So I'm
That's-
happy to be
yeah,
there, but I
that's
can't see anything. I'm like checking my phone to see what the score is of the game, and I'm zooming in on my picture. I think I see one seat. I mean, it's sold out in the second row behind where the announcers are. So in the second quarter, I get a hot dog and a beer so that my hands are full and I can't reach for my ticket. I walk right up to the usher. I see her name tag. Confidence is key. I don't hesitate. I'm like, Yolanda, you look good. Have you lost some weight? Oh my God, what a season. I love you. Go Thunder. And I keep going all the way down to my courtside seat. At the
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh,
I am on top of the world. I am loving life. Literally, I was eating barbecue 7 hours ago in Kansas City. Now I'm sitting courtside at the NBA Finals, and I'm hanging out for like 30 minutes, and this is working. This is amazing until someone taps me on my shoulder, and they're like, Jason, or they don't say my name. I'm saying that. They're like, excuse me, you're in my seat. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my ticket. I'm fumbling, trying to buy some time. And as I do it, I turn and I see 10 rows up on the aisle, David Stern. He's the commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah.
He's getting up to go to the restroom. And before I can figure out what I'm going to do next, I just go directly to his seat and I sit in the commissioner's seat, sitting next to him.
that's
Yeah.
a ballsy move.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
I have no fear and no shame. And sometimes that works in my favor, and sometimes I get in a lot of trouble. But I took that risk, and sitting next to him is Adam Silver, who at the time not many people knew who he was. He was the deputy commissioner of the NBA. And before he had a chance to say anything, I said, Mr. Silver, I'm a huge fan. My name's Jason Zone Fisher. The second round of the NBA draft is my favorite time of the entire season. The way you pronounce those European draft pick names, it boggles my mind. That was kind of his moment to shine back then when he would come out and do that. He chuckled. So I just started right in with it. I'm a diehard passionate NBA basketball fan. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio with Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance, these great teams. I fell in love with the game. I'm traveling the country with Butterfinger. I drove 7 hours tonight to be here for this game. Here's some Butterfinger coupons. He was like, what are you talking about? Who are you? And I took it as an opportunity to tell him more about myself and what I've done and what I want to do. And to his credit, he was engaged and intrigued, and we chatted for like 15 minutes or so. And I left the conversation. I thanked him for not calling security on me. I gave him my business card and his reflex. He gave me his back. And good timing, and I left as David Stern is coming back down to his seat. I wave hello. And flash forward a few weeks later, I emailed Adam Silver. I was going to be in New York City hosting some events, and I emailed him. And in this email, I said, at the risk of losing all humility, I know that at some point in my career, I'm going to work with you in the NBA. It's a lifelong goal of mine, and I feel myself inching closer towards it every day. If you would spend 5 minutes to sit down, get to know me better, I'd appreciate it. But trust me, it'll be worth your time. And he responded within 5 minutes. He was like, Jason, of course I remember you. I'm still eating Butterfingers because of you. I leave soon for, it's going to be tough. I'll see what I can do. And I got a calendar invite for a 10-minute meeting. And I showed up, and that meeting turned into an hour-and-a-half meeting. We totally hit it off. He brought in the head of marketing for the NBA, the head of social media. We connected. And flash forward about a year later, David Stern announced his retirement, and Adam Silver became commissioner. And it's a crazy story. That's not why I'm working with the NBA, but that's literally how I got my foot in the door and got into that building and started meeting people and then proving that I belong. So it's clearly a story I've told a couple of times because it kind of exemplifies my hustle, but also my heart and how I've been able to find incredible opportunities and then run with them. And I'm so grateful that today I'm one of the NBA's main hosts, hosting shows on NBA TV and the app and all of their major events like All-Star Weekend and the Draft, Summer League, the NBA Cup. And I love the league, the players, the athletes, the teams, the game. And it is one of the many dream jobs that I'm fortunate enough to have.
That is incredible.
That's a great
Yeah,
story.
any kids listening right now, this is a good life lesson. If you have an opportunity, do not hesitate. Go after it, because that little story that all happened within a couple of hours, it seems like, and that's kind of, path to your life. That's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think the key to a story like that is that I was working really hard that summer and I had a day off, but I chose that adventure because why not? What do you have to lose? And then once I was in the arena, that's amazing, but I could have stayed in that bad seat. And I figured, let me see what I can do and try to get down. And I did. Then I got kicked out. I could have gone back to that seat in the rafters, but each step along the way, it's like, what do you really have to lose? You know, you put yourself out there and maybe you fail, maybe it doesn't go well. Really, it's honestly pretty low stakes if you think about it. As long as you're being kind and respectful and you're not doing anything disrespectful to any other human being while you're doing it, you got to take that shot. So that's kind of how I felt, you know, in that moment. And I try my best to live my life like that.
So quick one.
Yeah.
Just to go back to it, $100 for a ticket, and we're talking Miami, OKC, big three, like KD, Harden, Westbrook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. When you said, I was like, oh, this ticket's going to be pricey. What you paying? $100. I'm like, oh my Lord.
It was a miracle. It was a miracle. I was friendly. I was passing out Butterfingers. I met someone, and I guess there was this girl who I wish that would be amazing if we could find this person because it's a fleeting moment in life, but she really helped me out. She had got invited at the last minute to sit in like a luxury suite, a box. So she had a ticket that I think she had bought or something and just wasn't going to use. Wow. So it was like a free $100 to her, but really just getting my foot in that building, in the door, helped change, you know, a lot of the direction of where I would take my career.
That's unreal. Cool. That poster in the back says it all, doesn't it? Work hard and be nice to people.
Yeah, that's a great motto.
That's simple, right? Yeah, it's just that simple. Yeah. Exactly.
Watch me go and take Scott O'Neill's seat next year at LIV Adelaide and try something like that.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
So NBA. Did you start as a team announcer or straight with the league, or?
No, really, straight with the league, and doing everything from at All-Star Weekend, moderating panels, doing one-on-one interviews with former players, with current players. I like bringing a certain energy to everything that I do, so it lends itself well to live events when there's a lot of people there. But I also really like having in-depth conversations with people like we're able to do right here, and I'm not used to this. I'm normally the one asking questions, but I really like doing that. So I've found all the different aspects of what I like to do, and the NBA has been a great place where I've gotten to do it in a lot of worlds, from the kind of creator and social media landscape, creating with all of the incredible people they work with, to doing play-by-play of the Creator Cup with all of those people every year, or the live event MC and being a part of all the live events that the NBA has, to hosting shows and various things like that. But I've never been just for a team in particular, like the in-arena host, even though I obviously have a lot of experience doing that kind of stuff. When I go to an NBA arena, for the most part, I just really want to be a fan first, because I am, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a, I guess we're like similar age, so we grew up with 90s NBA and early 2000s NBA. Was there like a certain player or a list of players that you had in your mind that you wanted to sit down and talk to, and have you had the opportunity to? Who was the biggest one?
Oh, man, so many. I mean, the list is never ending and so many, but it's so cool that over these last few years, last decade or so, I've become genuinely good friends with guys who I grew up, and they were some of my favorite players. Baron Davis, I'm super close with, and he was one of my favorite players growing up. I had an opportunity to interview Sean Kemp and Dikembe Mutombo together. Which was amazing, about the 1997 NBA All-Star Game. I was a little kid in Cleveland, and it was there. They played in it, but the conversation went to who these two guys are, and they had a great matchup in the 90s between the Nuggets and the Sonics, where the 8 seed upset the 1 seed, and to rehash that, and just good, you know, people with amazing stories. I got to interview Dominique Wilkins and Vince Carter and some of the best dunkers of all time on a dunk panel, and that was epic. And Kareem and Dominique, and I mean, the list goes on to a point where it's going to just be like name dropping. But every single time that I'm with any of these legends, it really is, I pinch myself, because 13-year-old me would be freaking out that like Gary Payton's the man and we're kicking it. It's like, it's crazy. It's surreal to me still.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Hey, drop the names, because
it's an impressive list.
Everyone you've listed, we've grown up watching, Dominic Wilkins,
I've got
Jordan,
cards of all of these guys.
those Jordan,
Yeah.
Wilkins, slam dunk comps, and all the rest of that. I mean, it's just epic. So
many, and so many of the current players too. I've had the privilege of working with this great organization here in the States called Pro Camps, and they put on a lot of elite professional athletes kids camps, and then they do adult fantasy camps where you can go play in Rupp Arena with the Kentucky basketball team or Assembly Hall with Indiana Hoosiers, and the players now, because of NIL, they can coach and they're a part of it and participate. And I have hosted and emceed and participated in a lot of those and gotten to know a lot of the stars of today over the last 4 or 5 years, back when they were in college, and really just good people. And it's been fun watching their journey. A kid like Cason Wallace, who I met when he was in Kentucky. I was only there a year. Then he gets drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and now he's already crowned an NBA champion early in his career. And like watching people reach that level of success and so quickly, it's really fun. And I'm a diehard Cleveland Cavaliers fan, originally from Cleveland. This year I had an opportunity to be the NBA's correspondent at Cavs Media Day and interview the whole team and get to know everyone. And they're all really good guys. And there's just so many experiences that each time it's like, this is my job. This is great. This is amazing. This is great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unreal.
So obviously NBA started back this week. We've had, 8 players, I think it was, in the first 2 days or something that scored over 40 points. You had Doncic, Curry, you had Gordon, who went berserk against... was it Golden State or whatever?
From behind the arc?
Like, oh my God, he was like 8 from 8, 10 from 10, something like that from 3. Who's your early prediction for this season? I mean, we saw obviously the Thunder get it done, which was awesome with Shea Gilgeous. But what's the early tip?
I'll say the Thunder deserve to be the favorites because they should be better, right? They're the same team, but more experienced now. They've done it. They've been there. And so many of their guys are so young. They're the youngest team in basketball, youngest champions since I think the Sonics in the 70s or something, or maybe the Blazers. They will keep getting better. So they should be the favorites. I am not impartial in this, being a huge Cavs fan and seeing that the Eastern Conference on paper is not what the Western Conference is. So I like the Cavs' chances, and I'm definitely rooting for them, and I believe that the Cavs, 10 years after they won with LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love in 2016, this is the 10th anniversary. I'm just hoping that's aligned in the stars, that magic comes together and it works out. So I'm picking the Cavs, but the Thunder definitely deserve to be the favorites.
I suppose with the Cavs as well, when you think, like Tatum not going to be there for the Celtics, so that kind of opens up that, to get there. And like I said, over a 7-game series, anything can happen, right, if they make it to the finals. So.
Yeah, right. Wow. I thought this was the watering hole. This is like...
Nah, dude. We're going to talk basketball.
You guys turned into a basketball podcast all of a sudden. This is great. But this is one, honestly, to tie it back to LIV, one of the things I've gotten to know all of the LIV golfers since I've been there, and one of my favorite things, how I've really bonded with a lot of these guys, is they're huge basketball fans too. And going to games with these guys, watching games with them, texting with them about the NBA. All of the LIV, not all, but I would say most of the LIV golfers are huge fans of sport in general. And, you see from different teams which sports they gravitate towards, but a lot of them are huge NBA junkies like I am, and you guys are as well.
Yeah, I reckon when Chris and I were one of the practice days for LIV, we were following Smash GC and Brooks Koepka and Jason Kokrak, and that they were basically they had their phones out and they were watching. I'm assuming was a Florida Panthers game or something.
Oh yeah.
And they were just all just into that, and it's like. And then they'd just casually step up and bomb one 300. And I was like,
anything.
I was like, oh my God, this is the dream.
How about Taylor Gooch this year? Chucking on the Thunder
jersey.
That was awesome.
Indy,
He's riding high right now. It's amazing with the Thunder. He's a true fan, a diehard fan. He's at all the big games. He's a season ticket holder. I got to go to a big game 5 against the Nuggets, which really I think could have been the NBA Finals. I think either one of those teams, whoever got through that series, was going to win. And Game 5 of the NBA Finals in OKC as well with Taylor. And just the best. that energy in that arena is great because in Oklahoma City, the Thunder are the show in town, and everyone supports it. It feels like back here in the States, like a big college town almost in the sense that like every house has a yard sign and they've got a Thunder flag in their window or on their flagpole. Like this whole city is behind that team, and it's a fun energy in that building when they win. It's next level.
Just a quick one, probably before we move on.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag. What do you think? What's the ceiling?
Boy.
What's the ceiling for Cooper Flag?
I mean, the ceiling is that he's probably like a 15-time NBA All-Star, like he is just a solid player at such a young age that he seems to know the right basketball thing to do, where to be. The moment isn't too big for him. He's still a rookie, and I think we're expecting him to come in and just dominate because Cooper Flag, all this hype around him and the number one pick. But I think he's ready to be a starter on day one and a really good starter. And maybe by his second or third year, start to get to like all-star level. It's going to take a little bit of time, but he's ready to help right away. And I don't know. The vibe I get from him and from seeing his game is consistency, that he's not someone who's going to go off one night and then not the other. Like that might happen, but I think he's going to be a consistently good player for a long time.
He almost brought the house down with the alley-oop from Davis.
Almost. Oh, that would have been for his first points. That would have been too good.
Welcome. I mean, Victor Wembanyama looked sick in that game too, but like he's going to be another one that's ridiculous.
Wemby is special for sure.
That's the good thing. We got some good players. Like obviously, is like LeBron and that they start to go in. Guys like Harden, CP3, they start to sort of finish the career, come into the end. You got these other guys that are going to come through, and it's going to be amazing for the NBA. But it's that, go Lakers.
The talent level is through the roof. It keeps getting better and better. These guys are all so talented in the league. So it's a long season, 82 games, but I'm here for it. I'm into it every single night. I love it because you never know what you're going to see, and it's usually something pretty amazing on any given night in the league.
Awesome. All right, let's bring it back to golf. We've 20 odd minutes of NBA, which is good.
To be fair, I could sit here and talk with you for ages about it. Honestly.
That's right. Everyone already tuned out. They were like, I thought it was a golf podcast. They left. Now, all right.
We've got a whole new audience now.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
We pivot.
We're versatile. LIV Golf. How did that come? I'm hoping there's a story just as good as how you got into the NBA with LIV Golf. But how did that all come about? Because startup league, everything's new. That doesn't really happen a lot nowadays either. So
bit of controversy around it as well. So it'd be interesting to hear how this all sort of comes together.
For sure. And I've always been a golf fan, but I'll be honest, I would watch the major championships and I wouldn't follow it closely on a day-to-day basis. I didn't know all the golfers. I knew a lot of the bigger names or the stars. Let me back up. How it started was really when I was in college, I interned at a television show on Fox Sports called The Best Damn Sports Show, period. It was a really great show because it was sports meets talk show, meets variety show, meets comedy and celebrity and interviews and segments and sketches. And it was a blast. And it was like my dream job, my dream show. And I was an intern. I mean, any given day there would be Lawrence Taylor and John Sally and Tom Arnold and Seth Meyers and all this really exciting mix of people who were a part of it. And I met everyone who worked there, and I made sure that they knew who I was, and I was trying to overachieve a little bit as this intern, meeting everyone at the staff. And that would pay off, I guess, years later because I was doing another random, fun, crazy job. I was the sideline reporter for the World Arm Wrestling League on Bleacher Report.
Very nice.
I had heard this, and I was going to ask you about it.
In the world. Yeah, it was crazy. So I was the sideline reporter for that, and there was an event in LA, and I recognized this woman who was there. She was one of the producers from the Best Damn Sports Show, period. And I went up to her. Her name was Laura Marcus, and I reminded her. She's like, yes, of course. We exchanged info. We kept in touch over the next few years. And randomly, out of the blue, I got an email from Laura Marcus saying, Jason, it's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing well. I have an opportunity. I think you'd be actually perfect for it. Any chance you're free tomorrow? And this was on a Tuesday, and I had a job, something I was doing Thursday in Denver, and I live in Los Angeles. And I was like, yeah, technically I'm free tomorrow, but what is it? And she said it's LIV Golf. And I, at the time, had heard of LIV Golf, but they'd only had one event, their first event in the UK. So anything that you had heard about it was maybe like the controversy around it. I didn't know anything about it. So I got on the phone with her and I was like, I don't know. I don't know a ton about golf. What is it? She's like, it's their welcome party for their first US event in Portland. It's just going to be the golfers, their families, some partners, and the staff, really. And just go meet some people and see for yourself. So that's what I did. I went, and it was amazing. All the golfers were great. All the staff was amazing. They treated me really well, and it was super fun. And at the end of this welcome party that I hosted and kind of their Pro-Am pairings party, they were like, we could use you. You're pretty good. Like, could you come back and host the trophy ceremony in 4 days? So I came back 4 days later, and I hosted the trophy ceremony for the Portland event. And Greg Norman was a big fan of the work that I did. And he was like, mate, we got to get you at the next one. And it kind of just snowballed from there. What was a random email and a one-day gig turned into, and I have this all the time, I'm like standing in the middle of a golf course in Hong Kong. And I'm like, how did I get here? And it's like the one email, like changed my life. And thankfully, again, I kind of got my foot in the door and I proved that I belong and turned that one-day gig into now I've been with LIV since pretty much the beginning, and it's been a blast, and it's been so fun being on this journey with so many amazing people behind the scenes, like the engine of LIV Golf, the core staff that I travel with, and these golfers and caddies and their families are the best people, and it really does feel like a family. I know there's Ripper, and I see 4 Aces, and we got all these great teams, and they definitely can stick together at times, but really, LIV Golf, when we're on the road traveling all over the world, it feels like we're all on the same team at times because we're really a family, and you feel that camaraderie, and it's cool being a part of it.
We've heard this like over and over again now.
Every person that works for LIV,
We've spoken to Sue Ann, Pat Perez, a few of them.
When we had Rick Shields on as well.
And everyone says it just feels like a great place to work and a real like traveling family.
Definitely. It really is. I mean, you see that at the player dining room, everyone's hanging out, jokes. It's, people are going out to dinner together. And oftentimes it'll be like, the Ripper guys and Stinger and various teams. But there's lots of times, especially around sports often, where it's like we're all getting together to watch a game or do something. And this camaraderie within the players, the staff, everyone, it's fun because it's a lot of people who did embark on something new and unknown and go into it together and kind of ride that wave, through all the ups and downs and many more ups along the way. It's been cool.
Let's talk 2023, like when we started this show off the back of LIV Adelaide. Talk us through that whole experience coming to Adelaide. I'm assuming your first time here, and then the watering hole and was there, did you have expectations of how big it was going to be, or did that completely surprise you? Or
it completely surprised me. 1, 2, when I would say to friends in Los Angeles, I've got some Australian friends I know, like, oh, I'm actually going to Australia next week. Where are you going? I'm going to Adelaide. They would be like, why? And that would be their response.
See the mole balls? What are you going to go there for?
So I was going in like, what's wrong with Adelaide? And and Adelaide is amazing. Now, Adelaide's incredible. It's like one of the best cities. I've been to Sydney and Melbourne and Byron Bay, and I've been to Cairns, and I've been around Australia a little bit. I love all these places, but I love the size, the energy, the heart of Adelaide, the people there. I'm all about Adelaide. Maybe being from Cleveland, Ohio, too. It's like, I guess if someone had never been to America and they're like, oh, I'm going to America next week. Great, where are you going? They say Cleveland. You might hear like, why? Cleveland is great. I love Cleveland. So maybe that's the analogy you can make. But I love Adelaide. So I wasn't expecting to love Adelaide as much as I did. And I had no idea the fandom and the energy. And what I do for LIV is bring a lot of energy, and it made my job so easy. But the only thing that was hard was every night of the Adelaide tournament in 2023, when we'd go out to dinner at night, I was not allowed to speak because I didn't have a voice. I was holding on to whatever voice I had that, like, I was trying to talk. They were like, you can't, because I was trying to match the energy of the crowd, which is impossible.
Yeah.
And I was yelling my face off and losing my voice on like Friday morning. I was like, oh boy, I got a long way to go. But that energy was next level in 23. It was something special. I mean, every time we ever go to Adelaide, it's incredible.
And of course, you got Chase Koepka the first year in 2023. What was that moment like?
All right, so we started this podcast talking a lot about the NBA. I'm lucky that 10 years ago, I was at Kobe's last game ever. And when he just went off, it was out in Los Angeles, scored 60. And the energy in that building, in that arena, it's hard to describe. It felt like an NBA Finals game and coronation all at once. It was this beautiful, insane, like celebratory moment. And then I was at Game 7 that year between the Cavs and the Warriors, the LeBron block and the championship. And I'm being a Cavs fan. I was crying, and the energy in that building was next level, witnessing history. I put the Chase Koepka hole-in-one at the watering hole on that same level with the energy at the watering hole. I've never felt anything like that before. We were all waiting and hoping, what if there's a hole-in-one? If there's a hole-in-one? And the way it rolled, it hit, it looks good, but then it was like the build up, and then the build up continued as we watched it slowly roll and drop, and the roof fell off. Like I almost blacked out. Like and I'm making announcements. I was in the crowd when it happened. When he hit that, I don't know how I got down there. I just got down there. I don't know if I hopped over the fence or I ran away or whatever, and I'm celebrating. I'm yelling on the mic, and Bert Kreischer's got his shirt off, and he's swinging around. And next energy, it was this euphoric moment. And my buddy AJ, AJ Dolan, he's the head of live events and music, this is my boss, was pretty mad at me. He's like, you can't do that. Like, I didn't know where you were, and you're making an announcement. Like, I lost it. I left, and it's a miracle I kept my clothes on in that moment. It was so fun and so euphoric. That was one of the best sports moments that I'll ever witness in my entire life, for sure.
And what's cool about that moment, I suppose, on the flip side for us, is that kind of put Adelaide on the map. We talk, and it is a bit of a. You're right. A lot of Australians say, Adelaide, bit of the butt of the joke.
We get that here too,
But when that, like you said, when that ball rolled in that tiny little hole on the watering hole in Adelaide, and it kind of gave, I felt like it gave LIV a bit of like validity, and it put them on the map, and it put Adelaide on the map. So I think it was, might not be the top sports moment that everyone remembers, but it is something I think that
significant.
It's significant in the
it's
world
got
of
its moment
sport.
in time for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it definitely did. That was a special moment, and it was just perfect timing. Also, Bert Kreischer, this amazing comedian, was there witnessing it, and then that night, a bunch of us went to his show that very night, and he brought up on stage to do a shoey with him, and it was just like a fairy tale 24 hours for sure.
So how many shoeys have you done? That'd be sure.
That's a good question. I know at least 2 that I remember, maybe 3. Every trophy ceremony, because it's kind of like closing it out, right? And Greg Norman didn't do me any favors. The whole crowd is cheering for him to do a shoey, and he wasn't at first. And I'm like signing off, right? So like we can't end this great experience with everyone booing, and they start, the crowd's yelling shoey, shoey, shoey. You gotta give the people what they want. So this is even grosser, but I was wearing like some pretty cool kicks that day, and I looked down, I was like, I don't want to ruin these. So I think I said I need a shoe, and shoes come hurling at me. It didn't take long.
Take my shoe.
It was one of the most athletic things I've ever done. I made this like leaping catch, and I caught the shoe, and the crowd started cheering. So now I'm all in. I got to do it. So,
you got to commit.
if you're gonna do a shoey out of a stranger's shoe, it's good to do it with tens of thousands of fans cheering you on. At least like make the moment count there.
Get some fungus. Yeah, why not?
Did you inspect it before you dove in?
I was in the hospital for a few months after that, but I got gangrene, but it was worth it because it's a cool photo. Cool photo.
For the moment.
I've seen the photo too of the match.
Yeah,
Like,
that lives forever.
It's good.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got some pretty... I'm going to steal your question.
Yeah.
We've got some pretty interesting names in LIV Golf as far as pronunciation, and I'm sure you have in the NBA. Have you had any crazy on-mic fails when you're trying to pronounce names from...
Or any that stand out?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's an excellent question, actually, because I do say these guys' names all the time. And I just found out this year, even though he's been on LIV for 2 years, Caleb Surratt is Caleb Surratt. It's not Surratt. Yeah, well, you knew. No one told me. Someone told me his first day, his first year, Caleb Surratt. So I've been saying that, and he is the nicest kid in the world that he never said anything.
Yeah.
So I found this out, and immediately I'm like, that's all I needed to know. As I've corrected it, but I went up to him. He's like, oh, yeah, it's all good. I don't care. I'm like, oh, man, I felt bad about that, but he was cool. And... no, I did have a pretty big fumble in, I think it might have been 23 or maybe the first event of 24 in Mayakoba. Matthew Wolf changed teams, and he was the first group teeing off that day. And I said, first on the tee from Crushers GC, Matthew Wolf. And I just hear, nope. It was him. He's like, nope. And I was like, ugh. And I looked. In fairness, the card I was reading, and it said that, but he was not. He was on Smash that year, and that I felt bad about that. So I think I then said, "That was a great shot by Matthew Wolf from Smash GC." Right? I'm just gonna lean into the mistake a little. That wasn't a good one, but I do take a lot of pride in getting guys' names correct because even if it's just a little thing. I want to give them the respect that they deserve and say their name right. So I do my best. And I'll be honest, that first season when I was still learning the ropes and there were a lot of foreign players' names that I had a real hard time with, I wouldn't lie. Come Sunday afternoon, I was like rooting for Dustin Johnson or Kevin Knott or like an easy name. Yeah.
So you had a Ron Burgundy moment. You just read what was on the card.
Yeah, I read what was on the card. Sometimes you gotta think. It's hard to multitask.
How has joining LIV? Have you gotten more into golf now yourself? Like, do you play more now that you've joined LIV Golf?
Well, it's funny. I have gotten way more into golf since being a part of LIV because now I know the people behind who are there, not just the golfers, but the people behind the scenes, from the physios to the caddies to the families to the managers, the trainers, everyone, every aspect. So knowing that, it's become like a personal human interest story, rooting for golf and the golfers that I've gotten to know over the years, and I've really fallen in love with the game. I would say I play a lot less golf now that I'm with LIV Golf because of the travel schedule. Before LIV, I was starting to get into it a little bit more. But to get better at golf, you have to play a lot of golf. And it's hard to find that time, especially while balancing the travel schedule, family, the other things that I do, like the MBA and other work and opportunities. So finding the time is the hardest part of getting more into becoming a better golfer. But I know I'm going to pick it up at some point because I have, and you all know, it's like when you're out there playing, I'm good for at least one or two holes around or one or two shots around where it's like it got you again because for one shot I can do it as well as a pro, and maybe it's by luck, but I felt it and it was amazing, right? Now I can't do that for 80 shots. I could maybe do it for 100 shots, whatever. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it slowly.
That's the addiction. Just that one shot. Whitey always says it. He goes, just takes one shot and it just pulls you back in. That's all you need, just to keep persisting with a game that is so cruel. But
it takes 20 shots to want to throw the clubs away, but just one shot to keep you in it.
It's so cruel. And you see that with the greatest golfers in the world, with these pros too, who can go shoot an 8 under one day, and then the next day they could be 5 over, and it looks like a different on the same course. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but that is the game of golf. Some days, some moments you feel it. Some days you're in your head, and it takes every aspect, even more mental than physical. But you need everything clicking and working together, and really. The more you play golf, the more appreciation you have for all of these professional golfers and the level they're able to compete at consistently. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Now, your voice is one now that we find ourselves imitating, especially after the first year. You know, it was like, well, okay, our podcast is called the Watering Hole Podcast.
Yeah.
I can't. The amount of times I've got the watering hole and I'm trying to do your voice, it's awesome. Like, you just got the perfect voice for it, right? So now you're in there. You're etched in one of those. You got the crisp, smooth voice that just it makes what it is. You know what I mean? So,
well I'm honored. Thank you. I've got a face for radio, so it works out. Well, there we go.
Now, the one thing I was going to ask, obviously, because you've got, you. On the watering hole, when you're saying all these things, you're obviously introducing the teams, and they've got their walkout songs and all that sort of stuff. Are there any players or teams in particular that have asked you to do anything different, or any special requests, or anything that you've talked about prior to being, say, just for example, on Adelaide, but any tournament, I suppose?
It's not just like when they walk up to the tee, but I get requests all the time to say things because there is a routine and a cadence, a familiarity with every single day on the golf course, no matter where in the world we are, from 5-minute warning till the range closes, to get to your golf carts, to all these messages. So I know they're kind of listening, but not really to me. So to spice it up, I'll say some ridiculous stuff, or I'll crack jokes. I'll, call people out when all non-essential personnel need to leave the range. I'll start naming people, like, take a good look in the mirror. You really essential? No, it's time to get out of here. And I think the players appreciate that because they don't see it coming when I'm like bringing some jokes. And kudos to LIV that they can take the golf seriously, but the energy and the atmosphere doesn't have to be strict. It can also have some personality to it. So they let me do that, which is great. And we did a thing for a little while where players would just give me a secret word to slip into my scoreboard announcements and on camera. And there's some pretty good ones of those. I'll send you. We've posted some. They're pretty good, from super fralicagilistic expialidocious to saying just like bizarre words I have to look up and don't know what they are. And somehow I find a way to weave in anything from like elephant to cactus to Vaseline into what I'm talking about. And it makes enough sense that at best it gets sort of a smirk, but then every once in a while I drop a shout out to Scuba Ray. And if you know, that was one there. That's like, we don't even know. It's like jokes that I'm dropping in and people go crazy on the course. So good thing that people don't pay that close attention to what I'm saying, that I can do this.
It's like the Ripper GC press conference with Too Easy.
Yes.
You have to drop something.
Exactly. Same thing. I love it. That's the best. And everyone has such a good personality and sense of humor. They're all in. And some days it gets overwhelming because I got like Lucas Herbert coming up to me and Patrick Reed and Bryson, and I'm got like 12 words I'm supposed to weave into this message about checking out the fan village and the stay hydrated today.
We're going to get to the final 4 questions, which we ask all of our guests on the Watering Hole podcast. Let's go straight to them now. And then I've probably got a little request I want to see if we can do at the end for you. You can tell me in great Aussie fashion to get stuffed, or you can do it. We'll see how we go.
I'm ready.
Yes. The first of the final 4 is pretty common in the golfing world. So your fantasy foursome. So yourself and 3 other people to play golf with. Can be anybody, dead or alive,
mythical
celebrity,
creature.
mythical creature, anyone.
Mythical creature.
Anything.
Bigfoot,
whatever you want to do.
Sasquatch.
So 3 other people to play golf with, yourself and 3 others. Who would they be?
All right. That's a good one. Well, I guess we led with basketball, right? So LeBron James has gotten into golf as he lets the world know on social media. He's all in on it, right? And being that I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and a diehard Cleveland sports fan, in my lifetime, and in fact, in the last 70, 80 plus years, there's been one championship, and it was 2016, the Cavs and LeBron. Like, he's meant a lot to me and basketball and fandom in Cleveland. So LeBron, now that he's into golf, would be one. I'll say Charles Barkley too, because he golfs, and someone who, like, the focus won't be on my swing and how bad it is. He'll take that out.
He's gonna a funny
But
swing.
He's gonna say the right things, ask the right questions, be that wild card. And, I got it. And because we got LeBron and Barkley, Michael Jordan. Because I want to hear the convos between LeBron and MJ. And Barkley and MJ, who were best friends, now got beef. I'm the fourth guy there. Is like, who cares that I'm even there? But I want to be there for that. So it's really about those three, and I'm hanging out. I'll golf with them, but I like that. That'd be a good one. That'll never happen.
I know to some people there's a bit of a debate between Jordan and LeBron, but I think Jordan might have Bron covered on the course. He's learning, but we'll get there.
On the course, we will all end that round owing Michael Jordan a lot of money, I'm sure.
So, that's like Bronny James as well. Like,
his swing is phenomenal.
For 4 months is ridiculous.
Right?
Like,
I saw that with Grant Horvath. That's crazy looking swing. I mean, freak athletes. I didn't get those genes. I didn't get those same genes. The James family, man. Yeah.
The next one, favorite course. So either that you've played or that you visit with LIV. It could be any course, but your favorite golf course.
I would say my favorite course is probably Valderrama in Spain. It's I've heard it called like the Augusta of Europe. The trees are so beautiful. I get there early on days, for rehearsals, and seeing almost like the sun starting to rise and the dew on the grass and through the sunlight peeking through the trees. It is such a beautiful course, and that part of the world in Spain near Marbella is amazing, and great memories there. My buddy Taylor Gooch, has had a lot of success winning there. Seeing Sergio and the Fireballs win at Valderrama was such a, for Spain, kind of felt like when Ripper won in Adelaide. It's like, it's perfect and meant for this moment, for this to happen here. So I think, and the food there is great. The people, so just that whole energy, it's laid back. It's that's probably my favorite course that as a part of LIV I've gotten to see and be a part of. Yeah.
There's so many nice courses that LIV visit, but that is definitely one of them that is that is up there for sure.
That's always one of our favorites.
Oh, 100%. It just looks so nice.
It looks
so good.
It is. And a lot of history there too. Yeah.
Yeah. This one I'm very excited for. We actually do a playoff style bracket. When we do 100 episodes and the guests in those 100 episodes, we do a playoff bracket. So this will matter. So this is important. Probably the most important thing you'll do this year, Jason. The watering hole song. So the walkout, and as you're teeing it up to hit the ace, what's going to get the crowd pumping? I mean, your voice would probably do it anyway, but what's going to get the crowd pumping to get the ace? The watering hole song. What would your song be?
Oh, man. Now, there's some guys that LIV who they play to the crowd. So it would be, something for that region, that part of the world they would get into. I know how to play to a crowd. I like doing that. Yeah. So I could go that angle here, to just like play to the audience. But if I'm playing true to myself, to me, being this kid from Cleveland, I grew up with Kid Cudi. We were in the same class and grade, from like 5th grade on, in detention together, and we're buddies. And I love his music. And the Pursuit of Happiness remix gets me fired up, gets me going, and it kind of feels like home a little bit. So I would go with that as my song.
Great song. Yeah. Love it. I reckon that could go far.
That's a contender.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Chuck that on the playlist.
That's a good one.
So we've got the watering hole playlist. Yeah, we chuck everyone's songs on there that we choose, and then, like I said, that goes into the playoff bracket. So, that's.
Let me know how I do. Let me know how I do. I don't know if I'm going to beat Fisher.
Oh,
my brother Fisher. When I met Fisher, because I've met him, at Adelaide so many times, I'm like, my last name is Fisher. I'm pretty sure we're related. He said to me, like, Nah, you're way too ugly to be related to me. Ah! Pretty accurate.
Doing that Fisher laugh afterwards.
Yeah, he's a maniac. I love that guy.
He's the man.
Man, when I'm with him, I'm like, I should have been a DJ. I'm just yelling and being a maniac. I need music. I need a track to this. Yeah, man.
I'm the real Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, that's classic. And the last one, the last question of the final four, the team name. You say them perfectly when you rip them out on the watering hole. But the team name. If you were the captain and you had your fantasy force and was the new team in LIV, the 14th team, what would your team name be?
Tough question.
Something
That
GC.
is a hard question.
To come off straight. Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, it's like I bring a lot of energy, so it could be something in the energy field. But I think we got to research. Energy is too plain. It would have to be like, what is the atomic symbol of energy or something that represented?
Yeah.
How about like
GC. Voltage
the,
GC.
the Mighty Mulligans. I love a mulligan. I asked for a lot of mulligans when I play golf. The Mighty Mulligans. I have a little sense of humor. we would not do very well, my team, if I'm out there, but we'd have a lot of fun, and people would like to be around. They like to put this team on. Yeah.
I mean, your nickname J Zone. I reckon just Zone GC.
Yeah.
You're in the zone. You know what I mean? Like
That's better. Thank you. I'm taking your answer. Zone GC. You're in the zone. That's
In
right.
the zone.
yeah, I'm pretty creative like that.
All right. Hired. GC. Although, like the Cleeks and now Ripper, I think too, you say golf club. I'm going to say golf club. Some teams have asked me, and they've kind of changed their branding. They've asked me to drop the GC, and it's anytime I say Cleeks Golf Club.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That's right.
That's have a classier.
The Cleeks are starting to step it up with the
I like it.
classing it up.
Yeah.
Great rebrand. I love their logo and their gear, their colors. I'm into it. But I do love the Ripper. I do.
There it is. Love that.
That's right. Hey, can you guys answer this? Tell me, can you explain? I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
What is this? Because not everyone knows. And I fell in love with the logo because it's sort of it's just a really cool design. But not everyone knows the story behind what Ripper Golf Club's logo is.
So that's the Southern Cross.
Yes.
So that's on our Australian flag, the 5 stars.
But it's the Aussie.
It's our Aussie symbol.
Yeah. It's a formation of stars in the sky, but obviously it's on our flag as well. But
it's a very popular tattoo, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Apologies.
You still see him out there.
Apologies to anyone that has a Southern Cross.
Hey, I can say it. I had one and I covered it up.
All right. Well, I'm going to be doing a little post-podcast research on this because I got to cover up my tattoo. It was a crazy night in Adelaide. I didn't know.
It is a very Aussie symbol. And it is perfect. And that the little arrows that they've got is what's in their font. So it's just made up of that. It is the Southern Cross, logo, but just done up of what's in their font.
Nice.
Looks good though. I love it.
And you have the 4 Aces hat there, which I will admit, for about a year and a half of working with and being a part of LIV Golf, I didn't see the 4 in the A. And when I did, it changed my life. It was like the moment, if you ever see the arrow and the FedEx logo, it's like before and after. I've seen that. I will never unsee that.
Are you kidding? Whitey's never seen it.
I'm going to admit something to you, Jason. I didn't know that until right this moment.
4? You didn't see the 4 in the A?
I see it now.
Go. Mark down this date because now you're going to see the world with a whole different perspective. It's going to change.
Am I fired from this podcast now?
And it's funny. We were in the media center, and the last couple of years we've sat either in front or behind the 4 Aces guys, like the socials team and stuff. So we got talking with them a fair bit and put a few bets down and all this sort of stuff. And Chris is a massive 4 Aces fan, loves the 4 Aces. Pat Perez when he was on the 4 Aces, loved him.
It's my guy.
So Chris was like, "Oh yes, we're sitting with the 4 Aces guys. That's awesome." One of the days we were doing a podcast from the media center, and one of the guys from the 4 Aces just hands Whitey a 4 Aces hat and goes, "No, you got to wear that for the podcast."
I was crushed.
And Chris was just devastated. And Whitey's like, "Thank you very much. I'll keep this. Thank you."
I still have that hat. It's a beautiful hat.
Yeah, I know. So good. Wow, you guys can be swayed easily with the free hat.
Yeah. And now he doesn't even know the logo.
Yeah,
Just, I mean, come
that's
on.
shameful.
But then
That's horrible.
Now
win.
you'll remember your life before and after this interview.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm looking at it differently right now. That's amazing.
It's sick. It's a great logo.
It's a beautiful logo.
Okay, that's a question. What do you think is the best logo in LIV Golf? I reckon 4 Aces have got it covered. I reckon.
I do like what we've been talking about here in the 4 Aces logo, the A with the 4 within it. So that's probably my favorite, just straight up logo because of that kind of subtle, if you know, design there. But I really like the Cleeks, their rebrand and their gear.
Yeah.
It's like very clean and fresh. So from a design aesthetic, those are two of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Yeah. Well, we're not going to hold you up too much longer. Thank you so much for coming on. I have to be cheeky. I have to ask.
Yeah.
Can you give me whatever your rundown to be on the watering hole, a welcome to the watering hole? If you can add the podcast in there, I'll send you some dollars if you want. It's fine. But if you can give me a welcome to the watering hole, I got to hear it in that voice of yours, man, because it is, like I said, it gets us amped every time we are at LIV Adelaide.
All right. Well, let me just, before I do this, I just want to make sure I get this right. Is it always Steve, Whitey, and Chris? Are you guys always the trio? All right. I don't want to leave anyone out. Okay. The original big three right here. Okay. All right. The center of the golf universe is down under. It's in Australia, and it all begins with Steve, Whitey, and Chris. This is the watering hole.
Oh, I'm amped. Let's do this.
Yes.
Woo!
Oh, let's go play golf.
Let's play golf.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, let's go. I'm on Zoom right now. Wow, this is nuts.
We've had the Premier of South Australia, Peter Malinauskas, as our podcast intro for a while now. He might be dethroned.
Yeah,
he may be dethroned.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, Peter is a good guy. I like him. He's good. But, this is, I don't know if he brought that level of energy. Maybe just mix it up. Get me in there, too.
Yeah.
Hey, he ain't the team captain of Zone GC, Thank you so much for coming on, Jason. We appreciate you giving up your time.
Yeah.
Means the world to us. We love having guests and being able to hear about their journey and where they get to and what they're into currently. So thank you so much for coming on, and we wish you all the best for the future, and we hope to see you down under again.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate what you're doing to help grow the game of golf and the storylines, the personalities behind it. It's really fun. I'm honored to be a part of LIV Golf in this journey, and that it's connected me with great people like you and gotten to travel the world and discover great places like Adelaide and all the amazing people that are down there. So can't wait to be back down under with, I may just move there. I'm ready to move. Yeah, all right. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Do it.
You're the man, Jason.